Namaste, Jamie. Welcome to the new and improved Two Men No Hope, where we talk about love and sharing and fuck all that shit. Fuck am I can feel my testicles tearing themselves away from my body as I was saying that. Welcome back, Jamie. It's been 2 weeks. It's a new year. January, the most miserable month of the year. How you doing?
New year, Dan. New year, new podcast. I'm good. Back at it. Back home. Flew back yesterday. England's fucking depressing.
I was going to say some of the listeners were commenting about how you're a bastard because you were on holiday.
Mate, honestly, it was like 20 odd degrees yesterday morning, and I flew back and I was in a t-shirt and my nipples were off the plane before I was, put it that way.
It's been up and down up here, ridiculous. Like this morning I got up and it was 7. No, it wasn't. It was 5. And then when I got to work, which is like 40 minutes away, it was -2. How's that work out? A 40-minute drive.
That's mad.
I've gone to minus. Yeah. So welcome back. There's a few changes. I've got a new microphone, so my voice should be crisp and succulent. And Jamie's got a camera, so now he's not, the ghost of Jamie's past. He is now Jamie in full colour.
We're slowly upgrading.
Yeah. Jamie's full of merch behind him, and I'm drinking out of one of our cups.
I do love that cup.
And I've also... Jamie's last gift has come, so I thought we'd start the episode off by me finally opening this as it sat in my house for too fucking long. Oh, by the way, I am swearing again now. Someone let us know, Jamie, that I missed 3 shots when I was swearing.
3 shots?
Yeah, I should have. There was 3 times that I swore that I never shot because I didn't obviously notice myself swearing.
I'm glad people picked up on it. Because as soon as we ended that episode, I walked down the stairs, threw that sour straight in the fucking bin, mate.
My mum goes to me, oh, I bet that's a big logo, like the podcast logo for you to pop on the wall.
Oh, yeah. That would have been good.
No, it's not at all.
It's a cardboard cutout of Hasbulla. Life size.
That's fucking brilliant. It should have been a cardboard cutout of you.
I was trying to line that up, but I didn't have enough time.
Oh, what? You could have actually done that?
Yeah, I found a website that you could do it on. And I was gonna have me lurking over you, flexing on you like LeBron James. But I thought by the time it'd come, it'd be like fucking halfway through January, and it wouldn't have been worth it.
Fucking hell. What's going on? I've literally just gotten rid of a load of card as well. I've got fucking cardboard again. He's so small, I don't even think I can stand him up in the background so you could see him.
It's crazy how short he is, isn't it?
Is this actual size?
Yeah. Just see his little head poking up underneath. That's your little friend.
Try and give him a drink. He looks very depressed. But he was folded up in a box for a very long time. So I don't blame him for being depressed.
That'll give you a fright when you go to the toilet at the end of the corridor.
There's nowhere I could put it so you can see it on camera. So it's just gonna have to be as it is. Let me see if I can put it this side. I'm getting tangled up with my. I just want him lurking in the background.
Hang him off the door somehow. That's fucking so weird.
It's brilliant, isn't it? I just sit here and as you're talking, Jamie, I'll just go.
That will throw me off, totally.
More
Oh,
TikTok
man.
gold there. More TikTok gold.
I've just realised the more you see colour of me, you're gonna see my red face when I'm fucking choking laughing because how red
Oh
my
yeah, no,
face
it would have been good
goes.
on the last episode. I wanted to. No one commented, but I wanted to know what people's favourite joke was when we were doing the jokes because I was still laughing when I was editing.
That
Thought
would
it
be
was
worth, yeah. If anyone wants
absolutely
to
brilliant.
send in and let us know what your favourite joke was from last episode, please do, because some of them are crackers. They were hard to edit because I was just like laughing over myself laughing, and I couldn't hear any fucking things with it.
I thought it was good. I thought it was definitely very good. But yeah, so we're back. We've got listeners emailing in, which is great, which is good for the show. The next episode will be the D&D episode with our good friend Jim is back, which we're recording this weekend, which would be great. So please do keep sending your emails in, and we'll just keep them for the episode after. But it's nice to have like a bit of difference, you know what I mean? Every now and again.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll still make it, you know, a good laugh, and we'll still be disgusted in that. So join in. But what's up with your eye, Jamie? Because you said you wanted to wait and tell me when we were recording.
Right, so those who are watching rather than listening, or whoever sees the TikToks on social media, you'll see I've got a bit of a gammy eye going on, yeah? And basically, on New Year's, like, I was enjoying my holiday in Portugal. On New Year's Day, we had a late one. I woke up, I've been bit everywhere by mosquitoes, like, all over my body. And then I woke up and my eye was fully shut, and I had like a swelling all over one side of my face, and I was just like,
Jesus
"What the
Christ.
fuck?" I thought Charlotte had got annoyed at me snoring through the night and given me like a swift elbow to the fucking face.
You just slept through it.
Yeah. And over the days, it's been getting slightly better and better, and I think it's now changed that it wasn't actually a mosquito bite, and that I caught conjunctivitis off the baby. Because Michael's baby was out there with us, and she
All
had
right.
conjunctivitis, and I had some weird reaction, and my eye just completely blown up. Never had anything like that before. I basically looked like Sloth from Goonies for about 3 days.
Did it
And
hurt?
when I was going into restaurants in the evenings, obviously in the daytime I could get away wearing sunglasses. I was
Yeah.
going to restaurants in the evening, and the wait staff were just like looking at my eye the whole time, and I was just like, "It's not permanent. I wasn't born like this." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Did it hurt?
No. No, it just felt like loads of pressure. I couldn't see. I was fucking blind as a bat.
Bloody hell, man. That can help. The last time you went to Portugal, you had your stab wounds from the gin glasses.
That's what I said
And
every
then
time I go
this
to Portugal,
time-
something happens.
I don't know. Unbelievable. I had I ripped my contact lenses in both eyes. If you want to talk about eyes for a second,
Fucking hell.
it's so annoying as well because I'd like gotten up in the morning, and you know everyone expects Dan. I get up at the last minute as possible. I put my contact lenses in. I'm like, nah, that don't feel right. Went to take one out and it ripped in half, and I'm just like looking at the clock, and I was like, I haven't got time for this. Pulled the other one out. That one ripped as well.
Fuck's sake.
But what am I supposed to do? I'm running late already, so I just fucking left it, put my glasses on, got in the car. I managed to blink one out as I was driving. It come out and landed in my lap, and then I managed to survive the entire day with the other one in, and I had to go to Specsavers, and they got it out. They rolled my eyelid back and got it out with a cotton bud.
Jesus Christ. I do not
The things we
envy you
do
having
to
wear
look pretty,
contacts at
Jamie.
all. Huh?
No, I said the things we do to look pretty, Jamie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fuck
That
that, man.
I know. I've given him a rest for a week, probably another week. I just can't be bothered with it.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the arse. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's the holidays for you. Still haven't got my car picked up. If anyone's curious of what's happening with my car when I hit the deer, 2 weeks now. I phoned them up Tuesday, and I was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "You sent me a message on the 19th of December saying that my car was going to be picked up by this garage, and they're nothing." Oh yeah, I can see that the garage just says they're not going to take your car. So you didn't want to tell me then?
Just
You know what I
waiting
mean?
for nothing.
Yeah. They just were like, I'm going to go on holiday anyway. Fuck him. So it's getting picked up Monday.
So now it's when's it get picked up? This Monday coming.
This Monday, yeah. God knows how long it's going to take.
You're
but-
lucky, fucking lucky. Your mum has about 1 million cars. Do you know that?
Yeah, I know. I am lucky. But there you go. Anyway, we will crack on with the emails in. Thank you for anyone that emailed in. Obviously, it's January. Everyone's a bit miserable and stuff now, so hopefully we can cheer you up and help you get going, because we have some predicaments. So, I was about to say his name then, I'm not going to. He says, "I hope he hopes we enjoyed our Christmas break," which we did. I'm sure Jamie enjoyed it more than most. "I was hoping you may be able to advise me on my predicament. During a party last week, me and my friends got super drunk, and I was messing around, and it led to me sharing a kiss with one of my friend's new girlfriend. I do not want to pursue anything with her, as I have a girlfriend myself, but I also do not want to leave my friends feeling in the dirt by not telling him that she's willing to cheat. But I'm also scared of life blowing up. Do I ignore it, or do I own up to my mistakes?" I wouldn't say that she's up to cheat, because technically you've cheated as well.
Yeah, but she's up to cheat on him, isn't it?
Yeah, but then he's up to cheat on his girlfriend, so I don't think it's fair to
Has he got
throw
a
it
girlfriend as
one
well?
side. I think so. Yeah, as I have a girlfriend myself, yeah. So no one's really, you're both as bad as each other.
Yeah, no one's more innocent than this.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, but do you tell your friend or not?
I think the only way to know that you're real friends is to tell him. Yeah, you have to. You can't keep it to yourself.
No.
Like, even if it's a mistake on your part, you just got to hope your friend can forgive you. On her part, that's between them two to sort out. If I knew Dan had kissed a previous girlfriend of mine, then Dan's more likely to stay in my life than the girlfriend was, because it depends on the circumstance, unless he was trying to like actually move in on that situation. I don't know whether you talk for a little while, but I think you just got to expect that.
I think it depends on the party as well, because I've been to a lot of parties where everyone's just fucking kissing everyone, and it doesn't mean anything. I think a kiss is easily is a forgivable thing. Like I said to Jamie when we were talking about it, I said, like, if it happened between us and you just said it, it's a lot easier to be like, oh, okay, mistakes happen, sort of thing.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Than blowing it out. But I think if you hide it, it insinuates that it's more than it is.
Yeah, definitely. And if it was a drunken mistake for you, then it's easy just
It
to.
probably was
For
for
me,
me.
for my own personal fucking mental health, I'd want to get it out of there. It would need to come out, otherwise I'd be stewing on it for years.
Yeah. I think I think myself just be like sitting with you, like having a thing, and just be like, just drop it in there, just talking casually, and be like, oh, by the way, I kissed your new girlfriend. Oh man, the weather out today is fucking crazy, isn't it?
I'd be like, what?
I'd be like, what do you mean? What's what, Jamie? Well, I don't understand what you're talking about. And then if you
I'll
just
just
ignored
lunge
it, I'd
for
be like,
you.
well, I told you.
Like a rabid dog.
I'd be like, I was only joking.
Yeah, depending on your friendship group as well, it might be a fact of you get a quick punch in the face, and then that's the end of that, or
Yeah.
it could be an ongoing problem. I think it all depends on how close you are as friends. And I think you saying something shows that you're not intending to like move in on this girl, and that it was a genuine drunken thing.
But then obviously he's got the problem as well that he's got to tell his girlfriend that happened if he hasn't already.
Yeah, that's a little bit more.
Which I think is harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's harder to do than to tell your mate.
Yeah, because it's going to come out. It will come out.
Yeah, of course it will, yeah.
What you could do, which is something I would never advise on doing, is get everyone in the room and turn the lights off and just be like, I kissed Louise or something, and then just be like, turn the lights on, and you're out of the room. You've already left.
You got to do it in a funny... No, you got to do it in a funny voice and then just be like, who the fuck said that? When the lights come back on.
So it ends up being like a game of Cluedo trying to figure out who it was. So, but technically you told people, but...
I feel like my way I told you as well, but in a more sneaky...
Yeah. Whether you'd get away with that, I don't know. It depends how drunk if you told me when we were pissed, that might go over my head.
No, that's cheating, man. You can't say nothing when you're drunk. It's got to be stone cold sober. Nah, just own up to it, man. I think
yeah,
it's the beginning of the year, you know what I mean? And everyone does things at parties. And if it's just a kiss, then, you know, it happens. Own up to it and just make sure it never happens again. I think that's the best thing. If you like full on fucking, oh, by the way, the last hour of that party we were French kissing, I couldn't come up for air. I went blue in the face, you know what I mean? That'd be like, get the fuck out of my house. But if you're like, oh, we kissed and then I'm sorry it won't happen again.
Yeah. I think, yeah, you've got to kind of just go with the lesser of two evils and just rip off that band-aid, really.
Yeah. But remember, if you tell him and he gets annoyed, maybe it's best if you tell your missus first, because he'll be going gunning for her.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I would do if I was being petty.
He might just run out of dick out, ready to go for it.
I'd have my phone in my hand and I'd be like, what happened? Oh yeah. Don't worry about it, mate. And my fingers would be going. I'd be like, honestly, doesn't bother me at all. Send. I mean, what? By the way, you're going to be happy when you get home, fella. So you might want to watch some Damage Control before. But hopefully you sort it out and the rest of your year is much better than what you've ended last year's on.
There's nothing worse than them like fucking drinking alcohol blues, waking up the next day and you realise you made some massive mistake and you're like, oh man, why I do this to myself?
I do that every time now. I just black out. I think we talked about it, didn't it? It's like a stamp. Yeah. As soon as I hit that first one, it's like I've clocked in. And then when I'm finished, I've clocked out and that just whoop, erased.
Sometimes that's better, Dan. Sometimes it's better not to know.
It's not, because I think I get a little bit more of myself when I'm drunk, when I'm not. But, you know, I don't get drunk that very often, so it's fine. Right, next listener. So he says, New Year, new me. That's what they all say, right? I got to say, you guys on shots has got to be the most amazing thing I've ever heard. What a fucking disaster that was. I think if we did that again, we'd have to get like Jim or someone to come in and be like a referee / quizmaster or something.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, because I just couldn't keep track of anything. I just kept staring at you. Like,
yeah, I was rambling. You were looking at me, and then like the only time we actually picked up is when we were actually having something to read out. The rest of the time we were just going for one.
I have to say though, we gave pretty good advice considering we were
half cut.
Like, how many shots in? We were pretty good with that. But
next time
we'll do it again.
Hours.
Nah, I'll probably just whack on the fucking vodka or something. We'll have it again, but we'll do a bit more forward thinking, and we'll get a mediator in the middle.
Mm.
For New Year, my plan is to find myself a job that I half enjoy at least, and change my life for the better. I'm in an 11-month relationship, and it's not working for me. How can I go about breaking the news to the other half? As we are okay, but I'm just bored. And to add it to this is my first relationship, and I want to explore a bit before settling down. Happy New Year, guys. Hope your 2023 brings you both nothing but joy. 11 months is quite a long time, but I mean, how long was your first relationship?
My very first relationship,
Yeah.
like proper, asked them out and everything. I would say probably just under 2 years.
Jesus.
That was in high school. The last 2 years of high school.
Jamie's a stayer. I think mine was like a year.
I wasn't a very nice person back then, but I was in a relationship for the whole time. I think honesty is the best policy with it, to be honest. It could be 11 years, 11 months, don't matter. I think if you know that you've had enough of someone, then it's first be honest with yourself, which I think you are being, and secondly be honest with the person that you're with, because even if you're not feeling anything towards them anymore, you did want at one time, so it's better for both of you just to like nip it in the bud and be honest and move on. Let them move on.
Let them move on. Sometimes I think though that like relationships people get bored, like I do. Yeah, I mean. So I think to myself, like, if you've made it 11 months and now you're starting to think, oh, okay, it's a bit boring, maybe try and, do something to try and see if, because you don't want to give it up. 11 months is quite a long time. In my opinion, you're getting two sides here because Jamie's opposite. But I would say to myself, like, oh, maybe I'll plan some, like, weekend trips or, like, something to sort of maybe, find that you like her again. Maybe you're just a bit bored because you're in the same routine every week. That's what's boring.
Yeah, good point. I think, kind of like in the middle, really, of what we said, both of us have said, I think, make sure you're sure of what your decision's going to be. I think if you've got any doubt that you're not wanting to be there, then put the effort in, see if that makes any difference, and if that still doesn't make any difference to you, then do as I said, just be honest about it. Don't. I hate to see people unhappy in relationships, and there's a few people that I know have spent too long in relationships when they should have ended it, and it's been clear as day from the outside, but they've stayed in it because they didn't want to lose that like convenience of not having to be single again and stuff like that. Sometimes it's just better to be yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Work on yourself.
But that's something like, I'm like a constant like warrior over everything I've done. So that's in my head. If I was feeling that way towards someone, I would like put the effort in. Not that I wouldn't be already. See if that gets it going again. If it doesn't, in my head, I've tried my best, sort of thing. I gave it another go. It still doesn't feel like it's going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And then, at least when you've broken up, then you can't think back that, oh, it could have been this if I did this or anything like that. You've done it already.
Yeah, exactly. Then you know you put in 100%.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what the problem is. Like, you get into routines and you don't even know you're doing it. And that's
Easily,
like, I was one of I was in massive one. I think I ended up like an extra year with my ex just purely because it was just easy just to carry on.
I think sometimes with Charlotte, because Charlotte's, I could quite easily fall into routines. Sometimes with Charlotte, she needs to kick me back into touch a little bit, just so I know, like, I'm doing shit to annoy her. Do you know what I mean? And then I realise that, I've got to change things up again. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, I could quite easily just get stuck in routines of work, sleep, eat, watch TV, go bed, the occasional night out. etc., etc. And this time of year is always hard because you're trying not to go out and trying to do things, so you end up just even more and more of like a depressive like routine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But it's
why
about
everyone
trying
hates
to keep it
January.
fun
Yeah,
without
I think
spending
you're
a shit
lucky
ton of
because
money.
Charlotte is the one that wants to do things and just like drags you along, but you're still. Yeah, I mean, there's no routine in your fucking relationship.
There's definitely not any routine at all. Like, I think what a lot of it is I've learned over the years to be better at that type of stuff. Where at the beginning, the furthest I went as like a treat was like a Nando's or something like that. Do you know what I mean? I had never had any like thought on anything else other than that. So it is. I think you learn over time in the relationship.
Yeah, I always just think about money, even though I waste my money. It was like, oh, I can't really afford it. Can't really afford it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you live like that, you end up fucking thinking, like obsessing with it. I think.
Yeah, I've hidden that smart meter now. I couldn't stop. I couldn't look at it anymore.
Yeah, mine's unplugged. Kept beeping at me. I ripped the cunt out of the wall.
Oh, I know. I wouldn't do that because that's how they get your meter readings. But yeah. So, like Jamie said, if you already got doubts now from like emailing us in, then it's already there. But for your own peace of mind, just try and make sure that you've given it everything you can. 'Cause I'll tell you right now, being single sucks ass. You know what I mean? There's a lot of strange vaginas out there, and a lot of them have teeth. And if you've got someone nice right now for 11 months, I would stick with them because it's a fucking dog-eat-dog world out there. So give it all you go. And if you don't, welcome to my world, mate.
Dan's trying to fend you off because he wants them all for
Yeah.
himself.
All for myself, yeah. No, it's awful, mate. I used to hate it when a guy I used to work with had a missus, and he always used to come up to me and be like, "Oh, are you banging anyone new or anything like that?" And I'd just be like, "Mate, I don't know. I'm sick of this now." Oh, now I'd give anything to be single again. And I'll be like, "Well, if your missus is going, mate, I'll happily swap with you. I'll take her on." But he never did, sadly. But yeah, so let us know how it goes. Hopefully, you message back and be like, "Oh, I'm giving it another go." But if you're really not happy, we don't want you to be unhappy. So you know what I mean. Get out there. There are lots of people out there. Stay off the online dating because it sucks ass.
Yeah, I'm glad. Touch wood. That's something I've never had to go into. Closest I
Rub
got
it
to
in.
MSN, and that was fucking
Just
some hardships
get
back then.
the lemon and the salt out, Jamie. Just you know what I mean. Just put it in those wounds. Prick.
I'm just agreeing with what you're saying there. That's all.
I'm starting to think that this is just my life. I mean, like, relationships are just not my thing. But one day I'll find someone crazy enough to stick around. So, next listener. Happy New Year to you both. Thanks again. Happy New Year to you as well. How was your Christmas breaks? Family moaning. Lots of food. It's the same shit, innit?
Yeah, I had a pretty normal, unargumentative, lots of drinking, usual stuff.
Oh, New Year. I was around Mum's, obviously. And we watched the wokest film I've ever fucking seen. It's on Disney. It's on Disney Plus. It's a Disney original called Strange World or Strange Planet or
Oh
something.
yeah, I've seen it advertised. Yeah.
Yeah, the first 10 minutes has just got it's a white man married to a coloured woman who have a half-caste boy with a three-legged dog, and the boy is gay.
So they're trying to fit
And
every demographic.
And he fancies a Korean boy. Yeah.
Welcome to
I'm like, holy
2023.
shit. Yeah. I'm like, fucking Disney is the wokest company in the world, you know what I mean? And they love it. They literally just got into a boardroom and they've gone, just give me minorities and things that we should be accepting, and we'll just build a movie around that.
Netflix are just as bad though. A lot of them Netflix original series is like The Sandman and stuff. There's no sexual orientation. There's no
No.
there's no genders. It's all fucking like obscure weird shit. And like I have no
Yeah.
problem with anyone doing what they want in their lives, but there is still like straight people out there. There is still just gay people out there. Like even being gay now seems to be boring in 2023. You got
Yeah.
to be
Oh
some.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got to be
No,
something else. You got to be something else.
I agree. I think it's got to the point where like it's not about telling a story or having a new world or anything. It's about who can we include.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what I would like to meet the three-legged dog that went up to Disney and went, "Look, I'm not demographic. I'm not in any of your films here. Every dog in your film has got 4 legs, and I've only got 3. I want a 3-legged dog in your movie." And they were like, "Don't worry about it. We've got you." You know what I mean?
There'll be some cunt that
You
wrote
can
in saying their dog was not being covered.
My 3-legged dog. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
Just all the 3-legged dogs out there howling at how happy they are that they've got a film now.
It's like, "Blah."
I'll tell you right now though, like as you're watching that film, that dog, you go, I understand why you've got 3 legs, because it was a fucking idiot.
Oh,
Like
really?
sticking its head in things and like throwing itself off balconies and stuff, and you're like, you're lucky you've still got 3 legs, mate. You know what I mean?
Was it worth watching that film?
Yeah, it was alright. It's just a standard like adventure-y sort of movie, but it was Jake Gyllenhaal and Dennis Quaid.
Yeah,
And they're
it's
pretty
animation though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, it was alright. It weren't the best, but it wasn't the shittest film I've seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot more of them out there. Anyway, rambling. I've started my year off terribly. I fell out of my harness at work and broke my arm. It caused some friction at home with my wife, as she's trying to work from home and I'm in the apartment all day with her. I'm planning to make it up to her this weekend. Do you have any suggestions? I hope it's not too much of a boring question, which it is not. We hope you're healing up for your wife's sake anyway.
If not yours, your wife needs
Yeah, yeah.
some time to
Otherwise-
herself.
Otherwise, she might not fucking let you go back to work.
I had
Smother you with
like
a pillow.
a very like during. Do you know when people were getting furloughed in COVID?
Yeah.
Charlotte got furloughed and was at home all the time, and we were still in the flat, 1-bed flat, and that became like a bit of a situation where the only thing that was keeping us together was the fact that I was leaving to go to work, because it was just like she thought like, because I thought she weren't doing nothing, even though I didn't care what she was doing when I was out at work. It became like a friction between us, and then as soon as both of us went straight back to work, it all went back to normal. But both of us had to make an effort during that time to like, we couldn't go to a restaurant or whatever because it was COVID, but we made more of an effort to sit there and have a conversation and not just like turn the TV on and ignore each other and stuff like that.
And all the sex.
Be fucking lucky, mate. You be fucking lucky when you're in the middle of like a argument situation.
That's why I just like flash them. Just yelling at me. I just like, whoop. Oh, it's fallen out. That's a shame.
Just walk out with nothing but your apron on.
This is like, we've had this question before when a guy wanted to take his missus out
Yeah.
and wanted to do something. I think it's along the similar sort of lines. I think I was just thinking to myself, the easiest thing is for you just to get the fuck out of the house, mate. Just just get up one morning and just go to her. I'm going out. She won't even ask you where. Just leave and just don't come back until like 8 o'clock at night.
Just go
And then
for
when you
like
come-
a broken arm doesn't mean you can't go for a walk or go in an Uber and go and sit in a pub with your mates or whatever. Just go and do something.
Yeah, get the fuck out of her way. I think
Yeah.
if you want to do something nice for her, I think her having a day like you normally say, like a pamper day. You know what I mean? Get her like somewhere she can go and relax, and then you sort everything else out.
Yeah, while she's out doing that, make her some dinner or something. Or even, if you like me, can't cook, as newly discovered, um, get some stuff in,
So,
whack
some
it on the table.
sandwiches.
If I can't air fry it, I can't do it.
Oh mate, I love my air fryer. No, I think the best thing if you're getting on her nerves from being around the apartment all the time is just to get her something where she doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the thought's always there as well. Even like going out for a meal where she doesn't have to cook.
I think with women,
But
it's always more the gesture than anything else. So even if you took them to a place that isn't like, you don't have to go like a full swanky, like high-end meal. Like you could go like mid-range, but the fact that you've taken them out and made the effort, I think that would mean more than where you've taken them. As long as you don't take them to like Weatherspoons, you'll be right.
what's the American one? Applebee's.
Is that a
Don't take
shithole
'em to
place? Is
Apple.
it?
Is that the one that was a shithole that I was really happy about? And
Oh yeah,
I guess
Brian
was
said it was shit. Yeah.
it was like, oh no, great for Brits or something. He said, isn't it? Yeah, like as well. If you're off work and stuff like that, obviously money is tight unless you. Oh no, because if you fell off your harness at work, they'll be paying you, wouldn't they?
It should be. Yeah, he didn't mention pay anyway.
Yeah. So but yeah, just something small. You know what I mean? Sometimes even like flowers and stuff like that is nice. I've heard. I don't particularly like them. They drive my hay fever mental. Not that I've ever been given flowers, Jamie.
Would you like flowers, Dan?
No, they make my hay fever go funny. The gesture would be nice though, Jamie.
I think the flowers I always regret buying, and I forget every time before I buy them, is lilies. Because lilies, for men, stink, but for some reason women love the smell. But all men just hate the smell of lilies. It's just fucking.
I just
like
hate the smell of all flowers. They just smell revolting. And then in the summer you get all those rapeseed fields that smell like cat piss.
That's only up there though, up in the fucking meadows of fucking Scotland.
Oh look, it's all nice and yellow. Yeah, but it smells like a fucking cat's anus. Yeah. Or you could go to the cinema. That way it's dark. She doesn't have to look or listen to you. And that's, in a way, getting rid of you, but you're also there.
True.
You know what I mean?
The only thing that might let you down there is if you're more interested in films than she is. She's thinking you're doing it for her, you, not her.
Bowling.
Yeah.
I've gotten into bowling lately.
I love
That's always a good laugh. Yeah. Crazy golf. We've got a crazy golf thing here. That'd be good. Axe throwing's a new thing. Fuck that though. Have you seen the videos of them hitting and coming back?
Yeah. Have you ever thrown an axe?
No, I haven't. No.
It's
yes. Not where I should be. I haven't. Yeah, no, they just look. It looks fucking scary, man. Where did you go in London?
Do you remember I went to that Oktoberfest?
Oh, where you did your first aid.
Yeah. On good old Joe.
Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe, yeah. Yeah, I did it there. I was like fucked, and like both my uncles were missing every single time they were thrown. I went over, threw it, hit the board, I just walked off like a boss. Do you know like them TikToks where you just see him walking away? It's like, yeah, bruh. I was like, oh yeah.
Explosions in the background.
Yeah.
And then you say to someone, life, you were high on fucking everything that day, weren't you? Oh, bloody... I've got a bone to pick with old Uncle Joe.
What?
Did you see his comment on TikTok about my fucking Christmas hat?
No, what did he say?
He was like, oh, did Dan knit that himself? My Christmas hat was the boss, thank you very much. It's better than Jamie's fucking childlike one. They had to put a hat on that crushed his head.
Well, he might have been impressed with the workmanship in it, Dan. He might think that you've got that ability. You don't know.
If I had done it, I wouldn't be working as a butcher. I'd be working as a knitter. Did your Christmas hat actually come?
Nope. Still not here. We're now on the 5th of January. No fucking sign of it.
Fucking hell, they've just cancelled it, mate. You got a mystery email somewhere that just says no.
And I had, do you know, I had people around Christmas Eve,
Yeah.
and they brought their 2 young boys around, and they both had Christmas hats when they turned up. And I tried on their Christmas hats, which looked almost exactly the same as the one I had. But this one actually fitted my head. And I was like, where the fuck did you get these? 2 for £5 off Amazon, next day delivery. My one still ain't here. Still ain't here, Dan.
Did your guests enjoy the pillow?
It took a little bit of negotiation to get it down the stairs without the 2 young lads seeing it.
It's not that bad. I mean, surely
It's a lot of skin for 2, like a 7 and a 10-year-old to see. Like I brought them up here into this room so they could watch some Netflix. Oh no! And then I took the pillow out as I was doing it, but then they started like shouting into the mic as they were rappers. I was like, "Put the mic down! Put the mic down!" I was like, "Fuck's sake!" I knew I should have left it out when they were around. I was hoping it wasn't going to be broken, but luckily it's not.
Well, and then you managed to get it downstairs.
I got it downstairs and then I threw it at Sarah, and I was like, "Have a look at that." And she was like, "What are you guys talk about in that podcast for this to come up?" And I was like, "You know, Dan."
Yeah. You've met him. You know what he's like. That's nothing we were talking about. I was just trying to go too far.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing.
We were trying to outdo each other.
Yeah. I think, I don't know about, but that's pretty on par with my pillow.
Look at that. Oh! All you need is the little hands coming up and he can rub his little chin.
Yeah, but let us know what you decide to do. Hopefully you smooth things over and she doesn't smother you in your sleep. We wouldn't like to lose a listener.
You've got to remember as well, relationships have ups and downs, especially long-term relationships. Sometimes Charlotte doesn't even like the way I breathe. Do you know what I mean? You just got to get over it sometimes. Just let things happen.
Yeah, but I can imagine if he's broken his arm, he's just going to be like, "Hey, can I have a cup of tea? What are you making for lunch?"
He'd go
what
full
are you
like
doing?
I would, yeah.
Yeah. Leaning over her shoulder. What's that you're doing? Who you emailing? Can I sit in on your video call? Are you going to the toilet? Do you need a hand?
Do you know when I cut myself with a gin glass? I remember sitting there for like 2 days before she got sick of me, and I was like, "You right just to get me water with some ice and all that stuff?" And then she'd come back over, and I was like, "Is it okay if you just bring me yogurt?" And then we'd be watching TV for a little while, and then it'd take me 10 minutes to get off the sofa without trying to split the fucking stitches. And I'd be like, "Oh," making loads of groaning noises, and she was like, "Right, that's it. No more fucking moaning. You did it to yourself. You're going to work and you're fine." And I was like, "Oh god."
That's it. You've ruined it now. Brilliant.
What the fuck? Jesus Christ. That gave me that actually gave me a fright, you know.
I couldn't help myself. That was too funny.
That actually gave me a fright.
I tried to put him on the chair at first, and I was like, "Nah, this ain't gonna work." So I put him on the floor.
Oh, jeez.
Right, next listener. You guys really bring me back to a good headspace after listening to your podcast. I started off the new year in trying to actively improve my life little by little, and the weekly sessions with you guys help my mental health. So thank you, and please keep it going. I appreciate that message. That's really good.
Yeah,
It
appreciate
affects
that.
our mental health as well. Like, I was really fucking moody last week because we had to pre-record. So, hate it.
You need that weekly fix, I feel.
Yeah, for sure, man. But we are going to keep it going, and we're going to see how far we can push it. Anyway, I've been sorting through some stuff in the garage, and I found some items that belong to my ex from 15 years back. It's some sentimental stuff like a necklace from the father who had passed away, etc. Me and my ex did not end on good terms, and that's taking it lightly. Do you guys think I should seek her out and return all of the items, potentially upsetting my current flame? As she is aware of what I've found, she told me to throw them in the trash. Or should I throw it away and forget about it? She sounds like she's not that bothered. I think that's really, like, if you got, like, a necklace from your dad who passed away and you're just, like, throw it away, I think that makes you sound like a knob.
A little bit heartless,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Yeah. Like, you don't even want to get that back. Like, obviously, things end. So he's looking over my shoulder. It was freaking me out. But yeah, that just makes it's just your. Yeah, no, that made me feel a bit like, fuck you.
The way I would see it is, it depends on how easy it is.
It's just always trying to get in fucking camera. No wonder his TikTok's over
He's
a
freaking
million
you out,
fucking,
isn't he?
isn't he?
I knew he was going to freak
I
you
just
out.
could see like his hairline just over my shoulder. Fuck's sake.
Well, I've got you constantly there, Dan. Constantly.
That's all right. Looking at myself.
Yeah, I think what you could put it down to is how easy it is to get, not even in contact, if you know where they live, you know someone that knows them, you could just give it to them. If it's too difficult, throw it away. Do you know what I mean? It's been 15 years for them. If they've not sorted it out, it's not that important to them. Do you know what I mean?
No, considering as well that you've already mentioned it and she knows about it and she's like, throw it away. I just think to myself, how heartless can you fucking be? Like, that's something mental. But like you said, there's no reason why you couldn't give it to a mate. Or like, even like, why she could just be like, post it. I don't have to see you, just post it to me.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was the current
I think
girlfriend saying they have to throw it away. Because it was in brackets,
No.
wasn't it?
Oh, wait. Yeah, that's once again, that's me and Jamie have read the email differently. Yeah, no. Yeah. I agree with the missus, throw it away.
It's all changed. It's all changed.
I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, like you said, 15 years is a long time. Like,
yeah.
What did you think happened to it?
Like, my first... Do you know I said that my first girlfriend for 2 years? I think I'd been split up for about 6-7 months. And I found a load of stuff in my room that was belonging to her. Like, fucking stupid stuff, like phone cases and shit like that. I don't know if you know what it's like when you're a teenager. And then, like a little scarf or whatever. Do you remember them, like Arabic scarves, etc.?
Oh, yeah.
I literally gave it to my mum, and my mum left it outside our house in a box. And then that was the end of that. But that was being good. Like, since then, I've thrown loads of shit away. I'll be like, they don't need that. In the bin. Gone. Never to be thought again.
I think it all depends on you. Like, I'm the same as you. Like, I would question whether to throw it away or not. And I would like find them and give it back because I'm a spineless fucking prick when it comes to my exes. But if it ended badly, be like every spiteful man and woman. If you find your ex's stuff, just fucking burn it, throw the shit away. But then, like, your new partner is gonna say that, isn't she? Like, I'll just throw it away because she doesn't want
anything to do with anything.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. But if you feel, as I would, that it would throwing it away and not at least trying to get it back would play on your mind, try and get it back to her. Like, it doesn't mean anything, and like you can post it. Like Jamie says, you must still see a friend or something like that, or like maybe a family member.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I would say, if you don't know, if it's too difficult, throw it. If you can find some way to get it to them without having to be involved too much, do it that way.
Yeah, I think after 15 years, I suppose there is things that could last a feud of 15 years, but it's her stuff at the end of the day. In my opinion, it's her stuff. But we don't know what she did to you. Like, I mean, she could have shit in your soul, but then, just
She could be the woman that broke
put
you.
that stuff in the bin.
Like, everyone's
Exactly.
always got a woman that broke them for a little while.
Take that shit and throw it in a fucking lake. You know what I mean? That's what I would do. No, I wouldn't. I know what I would do. I would try.
That's
and
like the precursor to a
That's
horror
how-
movie, isn't it?
yeah. That's how fucking messed up I am. Like, doesn't matter. Like, someone could have run over my leg with a fucking truck and then like took a dump on me. I would still be like, "Oh, this is blah blah blah," and I'll try and find him and give it back to him. But
Block and
I know
delete.
that I
Block and delete.
no. I just can't. I'm just not like that. I just feel bad about everything.
In a way, it
Yeah,
shows you're a
plays
good
in my
person,
mind.
Dan.
No, it doesn't. I don't think so. It's my pushover. That's what it is. My pushover. Only when it comes to like women. Like, if it was like a mate, obviously not you or like Jim. Like, if I was like going through my stuff and I'd be like, "Oh, actually, there was a DVD. I was living with a guy, and Shawshank Redemption. I watched it, and it happened to go in a box when I moved, and I still have it. And I was like, "Oh, this is what's his face is CX boom 50p." See, with that, it doesn't matter. But then if it was like an ex, I'd be like, "Oh, I think I still have a bag of colouring books that I've moved 3 houses. That is still an ex-partner that I haven't thrown away yet."
That's fucking insane, Dan. That
Not,
is
I haven't
fucking
even tried to give
mental.
them back, but I just keep picking it up, and then it just goes into a cupboard, and then I see it again. And I'm like, "Oh, that was what's her face's," and then
Nah,
off I walk away. There it is.
that's insane. Like, I literally, sometimes I look at things and I'm like, I don't remember buying that. That's in the bin. Gone.
That's mental now. I can't do that. I'm borderline hoarder of certain things. I can't. Nah. I couldn't do it. But yeah, like I said, if it's like your mental health, right? That's the whole thing about getting your mental health right. You don't want to start off the new year, because you know what the luck is, right? Like, you bin all this shit because you're like, I'm never gonna see her again. Blah blah blah. It's easier, blah, blah. And then the next week you're out fucking shopping, and who walks around the fucking corner?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're like, that's my fucking luck right there. So it's all about mental health. If you feel that it's going to play on your mind, throwing it away, and it's going to give you even like the slightest bit of guilt, just try and get it back to her. You don't have to see her. Just like Jamie did, stick it in a box and put it out front of her house. You don't even have to put who it's from. You know what I mean? Do it at the dead of night, like a fucking creep. Put a balaclava on.
Just attach it to a brick and throw it through a window at night. That will be. Then she'll get the message that you don't want to be spoken to, but you wanted to give
You
it
wanted her to
back.
get her shit back. Please don't throw a brick for anyone's
I love the way you put a little disclaimer at the end there.
Yeah. Just because I don't know how much our fans appreciate what we say.
We do
But,
not encourage brick throwing of any sort.
No. But let us know what you do. Keep yourself right. That's the end of the day. Like I said, any partner doesn't want you to deal with your ex's stuff, so she's not gonna want to get involved or anything like that, but it's up to you, isn't it? Don't
Yeah.
try and make her happy. You got to make yourself. You got to make your head right,
Mm.
and that's the only way you can do it is by doing it yourself. Yep. Where are we on? Oh, okay. Sorry, no, we had two previous. So this email is from a previous listener. It was the person that had hurt their leg outside of work, and then they wondered whether to sue the company or not because they weren't getting paid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it says, thanks for the advice, guys. My leg is on the mend now, and I'm just seeing it out. I spoke to Citizens Advice and the HR team at work, and they helped me sort all my bills out until I'm at full strength. Another
There you
one
go.
not successful.
Sometimes
though,
that's
yeah.
all it takes is asking, isn't it?
Yeah. And that's what, I mean, our stuff isn't always right. We're just obviously giving advice and that, but, you know, sometimes when you're fixated on something, just having like two strangers, you know, hearing their opinion. I mean, Citizens Advice is something my mum always does. If she hadn't done it, I would never have thought about, you know what I mean? But you can't suffer in silence, man. You know what I mean? The best thing to do is to go to them and explain what's happening, and they'll sort something out for you. So we're glad everything's all right. Another one in the bag. I saw Jamie has been sunning up on the beach. Lucky bastard. What do you guys think about this? I spent 3 years of my life with a girl who ended it by a Facebook message while she was in Thailand. I did the classic block and delete, as you guys have mentioned. Jamie has mentioned. I'm the fucking toxic one that doesn't do that. This week when I was getting some physio done on my leg, I saw the girl in the waiting room and had a bit of small talk with her. Later that evening, she DM'd me asking if I'd like to meet up for a couple drinks when I'm fully fit again. But checking out her profile, which you should always do, I saw she is a partner and a kid now. Do I go back there, or do I be the strong human being and ignore the DM? I think Jamie is going to answer this one.
Ignore the DM. Do not go fucking anywhere near that.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Unfucking-believable. You know what I mean? She goes to Thailand and is like, oh, I'm having too much fun out here and I want to sleep about. You know,
That's
see you
exactly what I was
later.
going to say. She finished with you when she was in Thailand because she had someone that piqued her interest and she wanted a guilt-free fuck. That is what's happened there. And then now she saw you, you've piqued her interest again, and she's willing to risk it all for a bit of sex with you, hoping that you won't be bothered about being the bit on the side.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
That's fucking disgraceful, yeah. Not a chance, man. You did the right thing. Following Jamie's advice.
Block and delete. Do not even reply to the DM. Block and delete. And if you see her in the physio office again, kick her in a bad leg.
Because you know what Dan would do.
Dan will be back in that fucking bed, mate.
I'll be like, oh, I'll just one message won't hurt. It'll be alright, just to see how she's doing. And then there's the old dick pic. And then, let's meet up for a drink.
Then Dan will be messaging me about his emotional turmoil because he's putting through this young lad and his fucking dad's life through hell.
So follow Jamie's advice. Don't listen to Dan.
Yes.
Dan's a bad subject in this one. But no, I agree. I think to myself that's really shitty, and it's clear as day. Yeah, I mean, what did she expect? Oh, I'm not happy with him. I should have stayed with you. Fuck off.
Imagine after 3 years, someone ending it with you over a Facebook message. That is fucking diabolical.
Yeah.
She's a diabolical human being. She doesn't deserve happiness.
No. But as well, all that fucking... She's got a kid now as well. And you think to yourself, you're really going to DM an ex when you've got, like, a life there?
You'd hope that
would... You can do uproot him.
Yeah, you'd hope that would be, like, something that would make someone grow up a bit. Clearly not. Clearly, some leopards don't change their spots, Dan.
No. He must have come out of that physio, and he's all sweaty, and it's all glistening, and he's limping with his cast, and she's like, "Ooh, I want a bit of that."
He was looking like a wounded lion
Seal.
in the savannah. She was like, "Oh yeah."
She wants a piece of that meat.
And if she was the receptionist, you know my opinion on Doctor's receptionist, Dan. Even more of a piece of shit of a human being.
That's a great porno. Nah, you never know. That might be the fucking guy that she met in Thailand.
You know what? If it was, please write it and tell us, because that would be some fucking conundrum.
Could you imagine it? Like, she's booked some holiday on her own, but really there's like a group of people going, and he's one of the fucking people that is going with her, and they're having a bit of a flirt on the plane, and he's like, "Are you single?" And she's like, "Yeah." Once again, out pops the phone with her fingers going, "Send." Now I am.
Now I am,
Fucking
yeah.
bitch.
I, like, one of my close friends, he had a girl. They were going out for about a year and a half. She wanted to go travelling, but she wanted to be single while travelling. He was quite happy to long distance it. And then he was like saying to me, "Oh, I don't know why she wants to be single." And I'm just looking into his eyes. He's looking into my eyes. And I'm like, "Mate, she be fucking. She's fucking like she's fucking everyone." Do you know what I mean? That's what she wants to do for that time. She does not want to be held down by you, some geezer living in Luton waiting for you. She wants to have sex with whoever she comes across. Do you know what I mean? Australian guys.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking some guy called fucking Ian from Leeds, which they always seem to sleep with. It's just like, it's plain as day what's going on there. And if you can't see it, then I don't know. But like with him, when she got back, she wanted to get back with him. And I was just like, say no. Say no. Luckily you did, because she did. She slept her way across fucking Malaysia.
Oh, mate, she would have come back with some shit from that.
And each to their own. If you want to go out and be single, but don't expect people to be waiting at home for you, thinking, "Oh, I'll let them live their lives and then we can start dating." People got to live their lives.
That's exactly what we're saying about the first emailer in, when he wants to like play the field, but he's bored of the one he's with. You know what I mean? Like, if you suddenly go out there and there's no one about, you can't suddenly turn around and be like, "Oh, I've made a mistake. Can I come back?" No. You've made that decision now.
Yeah.
You've got to fucking live with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're single now. Get on with it.
In my eyes, if you've gone travelling and you want someone to put their life on hold while you're away and you're spending 6 months somewhere else, then you stay faithful to them because they've put their life on hold, like that side of their life on hold.
Yeah.
It's only fair. I always hate it when I see like reality shows and stuff and they do shit like that. It pisses me off, man. Pisses me right off.
They come back and they're like, "Oh, I slept with someone."
Yeah.
"Oh, did you, dick?" But hopefully we don't need an email, because we know what you've done. You followed Jamie's advice and you stayed away from that crazy holiday shagging bitch.
Anything short of my advice is untenable.
Wrong.
Do what I say.
There's no disclaimer on this information.
No.
Get her to fuck. Right. So the last listener, which is also a previous listener, I'm pretty sure, like, we didn't need this email. Like, I knew we'd hit this one on the fucking head. So this listener, if you're up to date with their episodes, he had a female friend that had a partner, and they were interested in trying out swingers events, and they wanted to test out a threesome with him before they did the swinger stuff. And we both suggested that she just wants to shag him, and this is the only way the boyfriend would let her do it.
Yeah.
So I will read. "Thank you for the comments on the situation I went ahead and done it with my friend, and she has now left her boyfriend, and then she left her boyfriend at the time. We are now friends with benefits. So I guess
There
in a
you
way you
go.
guys were right. She
Yep.
was interested in only me. We shall see what happens in the future. I don't trust that bitch, but friends with benefits, you know what I mean? That ain't go wrong. I mean, come on, man. Like, what stops her from then seeing some other guy and going, "Hmm, wouldn't mind a bit of him. Oh, do you want to have a? We should start doing swingers events and let's test it on this guy." And be like, "Hang on a minute, I feel like I've heard this before."
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nah,
And the thing
fuck
is,
that.
even if it wasn't you, if you don't end up being in a relationship and you end up being, she ends up moving on to the next guy. She now knows that algorithm works, so she's going to find a guy that's going to be willing to accept other men in the relationship all the time, until
Yeah.
eventually she ends up in a polyamorous fucking eightsome
Oh,
living in
fuck
a
that
house.
shit. But we're always happy to get a listener as whole. So well done on you. Um, you know what I mean? Always getting yourself wet. Uh, I have I have something else for you guys. I've been partying real hard during the holiday season, and I'm starting to think that I might need a break from alcohol and drugs. Have you guys ever had that feeling? And have you found anything that helps say no to the call? Thanks, guys. I don't think I've ever had that problem.
I've never had a problem. I know, like after Christmas, I always have a feeling of I can't be bothered with alcohol and I can't be bothered with eating crap and eating the rich food and all that stuff. But I think everyone gets that, and I think that's
Hmm.
why January is always where people start their resolutions and all that shit for the year.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but like drugs wise, I like the only thing I ever really did was weed, and I came to a moment in life where I just thought to myself, I'm spending too much money, and it's not really doing anything for me other than making me lazy at the weekends. So
Hmm.
I just stopped. Didn't take any like second thoughts about it. Just stopped. Made me smoke a few more cigarettes, but I've also stopped cigarettes. So I think if you've got the willpower there, you'll be surprised what you can stop just off the cuff. Like I never thought
Hmm.
I'd stop drinking whiskey, but when I started having problems with my foot and gout and stuff like that, I stopped drinking whiskey. I think
I
it's
didn't know you had gout. Limey. Um, the only problem I got was fucking abusing myself, and I still haven't found a way to stop that. So I'm not really much help. I if you know that it's getting too much, then I think that you just got to sort of replace the habit, right? Is that what they normally do?
yeah.
So you got to sort of like switch it with something else, which means I don't know, like gym, find an activity, stuff like that. Something that replaces going out and getting smashed. And but I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't. Drugs is a hard thing to kick as well. Like if you're full on it, you know what I mean?
It's whether if you feel like you can't go a weekend without doing it, if you can't go a night without like go if you go out on the beers, whether you feel as though you can't go a night without doing cocaine or something like that, which a lot of guys I know are bad for stuff like that. Then you need to kind of maybe start looking into like programs and seeing if you can get help that way. Not saying you
Hmm.
necessarily got a problem, but some you might be getting nipping it in the bud before you actually get a problem, and you could that could be a way to get out of partying. Also, for me, like coming around to January, as I said, I'm always trying to do a health kick or whatever. But when I like as of this week coming, when I go back to work, I'm going to go back to eating clean. There's going to be no fizzy drinks. There's going to be, I cut myself clean off of everything, and that's the only way anything works for me. Otherwise, if I let myself have a little bit of like something, whether it be like Coke, not Coke, Coca Cola, not
Yeah, the drink.
you know what I mean, like fizzy
Fizzy
drinks and
pop.
stuff. If I have like a
Hmm.
can, it end up being the next day I'm going to end up having a bottle and it escalates and snowballs and snowballs. I'll go out on the piss at the weekend, and it will start snowballing, and again I'll order a takeaway. It's a vicious cycle. So I think the best way to keep yourself out of that is to try and not cut everything off completely, because you'll just fall out of it, but bring it down a tad every time until you're actually fully off of it. That's what I did with the cigarettes. That's the only thing I can compare it to, really.
I'm the same. I used to hate cheat days because I couldn't do it.
Mm.
Because I would always get up in the morning, go to Asda and buy just tons of
mental,
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no way to finish it that one day, and then the next day you're like, oh, this needs to be eaten, otherwise, like, yeah, I mean, so then it turns into the 2 cheat days to 3 cheat
the whole
days.
weekend.
Yeah, it's fucking mental. Yeah,
Then you're back in Monday.
But I think that's
like
a good idea. What you were saying, like maybe go out and have like drink and stuff, and don't have any drugs. Maybe try that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so you're still out and you're still having a good time in that, but you're saying no to something, which might make you feel a bit better. And then once
don't overfill it with alcohol though as well. That's the problem. Like a lot of people do. Like I know a lot of people that come off weed start drinking more when they go out, and now I would say they have too much of an issue with drink. And that's me saying that. That's someone that loves going out drinking. Do you know what I mean? That's for someone like me to notice that means I think they do. Do you know what I mean? But until someone sees it themselves, I don't think you're ever going to tell them. So the fact that you're noticing that you need to have a break, give yourself a couple of months off.
Yeah,
a lot of people do dry January anyway, don't they?
True. You could try that way. And then maybe at the end of January, then you just be like, nah. Because you might feel better. Because I'm sure once you come down and stuff, like you wake up in the morning, you feel like shit.
Yes, of course.
I mean, so by the end of January, you'll be like, nah, don't really want to go back. Or just go back and have like a few drinks or something like that. And just cut the drugs off completely. I say that.
Because I know for me, for the going out socialising, for the sakes of my weight and my health, the going out socialising's being cut to stuff that's already been pre-planned, like with Joe's wife. I've got her 50th. I'm going to be going to that party. I'll be drinking that night. But the rest of January is going to be clear. So I'm not doing any social events or nothing. I'm just going to be at home, focusing on myself. And that will continue into February and continue into March. Because, like, you have to set yourself some goals sometimes. And I know by May, I'm going to a wedding in May. And I don't want to look like the fucking penguin from fucking, what's it called? In a Dickie Bow suit from Batman. Do you know, like Danny DeVito's penguin back in the day? That's how I'd walk into the fucking wedding. So I know I need to drop some pounds to do that. So that's my aim. I think having something to aim for does help.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, we could do it on the show if you like. We could you let us know. Every episode you email us in before the Friday. Well, we normally record on a Tuesday. You email in every Tuesday, and you let us know if you've made it the whole week without drinks and drugs, and we'll announce it on here, and you'll have all the support of the listeners as well.
That's a good idea.
I mean? If you want to
do it together, strive together.
Yeah, exactly. I need to cut everything out because I'm a sick dog. I just can't do it. I've got more illnesses than I have good days. But yeah, be strong, man. You know what I mean? It's not easy, especially when you're having a good time and stuff like that. But the fact that you've noticed that it's gone too far is the first step. Step number 1, Jamie, admitting you have a problem.
And exactly. And not knowing how old you are as well. Going into your 30s, everything's fucking harder, man. So just if you're in your 20s, do it while you can, mate.
Oh, mate,
as soon as I turn 30, I've been fucked.
I bashed out my party days in like 1 whole year. And now I'm just like that. I'm just like, I'm done. Fuck that. Can't do that again. But yeah. So everyone that emailed in, thanks very much. We didn't really know if anyone was gonna. I was panicking because I'm not used to podcasting, and obviously everyone had families to go to, and no one was listening. That's causing me anxiety. But our numbers are going back up. Everyone's catching up on the episodes that they missed. And obviously we had a great response for our first week back, and hopefully it's only going to get better. So thank you guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
All
definitely.
3 of us. I'm going to have to put it on the door so he's like a permanent member of the podcast.
It might freak you out a bit less there as well.
Yeah, I won't be able to see him. I'll just put him in like the dark room, and I come up the stairs and turn. I'll just see him in the dark.
Put him on the back of the bathroom door, so every time you close the bathroom door, it scare the shit out of you.
Fuck that. If you like peeking on my massive junk while I'm in the shower, Jamie.
Riding away
Fuck
on your
that.
fucking suction dildo.
Dildo? Fleshlight, thank you very much.
Fleshlight, yeah.
Fucking
Well, I
dildo
don't know
flapping
the
about in my-
fucking terms, Dan. Man dildo.
Well, I think you know what a dildo is. I don't think I'm thinking to do with that.
Reverse dildo, isn't it?
Reverse dildo. Oh,
Look.
be like a cock. That's a cock sock, innit? Reverse dildo.
What's a cocksock then?
It's something to keep your dick warm, but a reverse dildo would be something that you put over your penis, wouldn't it? Instead of it going in your arsehole. Anyway, we're going off subject. We're supposed to be ending the podcast, Jamie, not talking about...
Right, so from us two guys at Two Men No Hope, I'm hoping that you've had a good Christmas, had a good New Year. We're going into 2023. Hope you guys keep listening. As we've heard this episode, there's plenty of relationship issues going on in the world. So if you've got any issues, to do with work, any issues to do with relationships, any issue at all, any ideas for the podcast, any content ideas, send it into twomennohope@gmail.com. And I'll pass it over to you, Dan, just to finish off the episode.
So for this year, we've decided to give No Hope Has Got Talent a break for a little bit. We noticed that a lot of the listeners, when it got to the end, were just switching off. And we had a lot of people messaged in, but it was getting to the point where we were just picking bands that we weren't 100% on just to have the content.
Yeah.
But so for the show, I think it was best if we give it a break. Obviously, anyone that has been on the show already, we're more than happy to have back, play new songs and stuff like that. That won't go away. So that could be like a special thing. But for now, you're just going to have to deal with me and Jamie. And hopefully that'll be all right. But hopefully this is the first show of very many good ones to come out this year. And it's only going to get better from here. And hopefully you guys stick around for the next episode, because next week it's going to be a good one. I think.
Definitely, I'm
going
looking
to be a
forward to
grave
it.
digger. That's what
Looking forward to it.
I am. Hopefully Jamie is full on it this time, unlike the Aliens episode where he was like halfway through it, he started to get involved.
Well, I kind of understand the concept now. I didn't understand it last time.
Yeah. Yeah, because when people say to you, you can do whatever you want, you're sort of like, really? Really? Can I do whatever I want? It's like,
Can I wear a cat on my head that I've disemboweled? Yes, you can.
Yeah. Yeah, I can. That will definitely become a T-shirt or something
Yeah.
in the future.
Tuxedo the cat.
But we're going to end it there. Hopefully Jamie's on the ball when he gets this out by tomorrow, because we're recording late because the bastard was on holiday. But until next time, guys, we'll see you later.
Bye-bye.